ॐ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। अथ पूर्वरूपसन्धिः. In this series we have been discussing the swara sandhis, and today let us look at Purvarupa Sandhihi. The Purvarupa Sandhihi is actually an exception of the Yantavanta Desha Sandhihi. So, when in the cases where Yantavanta Desha Sandhi should have been applicable, Purvarupa comes in, it barges in, and at certain circumstances, it will invade the rules of Yantavanta Desha Sandhi and create its own rules. So, in that Purvarupa Sandhi, we shall see where Yantavanta Desha Sandhi becomes the norm, but where Purvarupa Sandhi will barge in, where it will invade. So when yada dve padestah yayoh arthah asti tada eva purvarupa sandhihi bhavati. Yada dve padestah, when there are two words, of course, two words should be present, and not just any two varnas, it should be two words itself, and of those two words there should be a definite meaning associated to each of them. So it can't be, you can't make up your own words which has no meaning, or you can't use pratyayas or dhatus which are not considered to be a pada. And you can also not use you can use upasargas, but you can't use the krit pratyaya, tadhita pratyaya, or the pratipadika, etc., because they are not considered as pada, and hence in the definition of a pada, which is the Samskrita definition, which includes all subantas and tigantas. So this is careful. All subantas and tigantas, which also include the avyayas and the upasargas, are considered as the pada. So when there are two such padas which needs to be joined using a sandhi, and also when the condition for Purvarupa is satisfied. So what is the condition of Purvarupa? For Purvarupa, the Purva should be A or O. Oh, please forgive me here. This is a typo here. It should be A or O. When the Purva, this is called the Purva Rupa. So when the Purva is A or O, and the Para should be specifically only the Hraswa Akara. When the Para is the Hraswa Akara, only then the Purva Rupa can operate, and this Purva Rupa operates as an exception to the Yantavanta Desha Sandhi when the two words comprising the Sandhi are the padas, are the Samskrita defined padas, and the resultant Sandhi is that the Akara gets replaced by the Avagraha Chinha, which is denoted by S here. In some cases, they denote this capital S called the Avagraha Chihnam. It just signifies that the previous swara where it occurs needs to be emphasized, and certain changes happen in the Vedic accent for such swaras, and also it denotes that in the place of S, a Hraswa Akara was present, but is no longer there because of a Sandhi. All of that is symbolized by this S or the Avagraha Chinham. In some scripts we use the S symbol, or in some others we use this symbol, but it's just an arbitrary choice of denoting symbols. And also, it's wonderful to note that some of these authors do not even use the Avagraha Chihnam at all to denote if Purva Rupa Sandhi has happened or not. Now, that could generate a lot of confusion in the beginner's mind, because if the Avagraha Chihnam is not present, it can be construed as a Guna Sandhi or something else also. Therefore, to make it simpler and explicit, we use the Avagraha Chihnam. Now that is, in my keyboard, is denoted by S, or this symbol also. So what happens actually, the Purva being A or O, the Para being A, specifically the Hraswa variant A, the Adesha is the Para disappears. Now this is like a Lopa, the Para disappears, and to denote that vanishing, to denote that disappearance, we use the symbol of Avagraha here beside the A or the O. That is all. Let's see a few examples. Now this is a very common sandhi in Sanskritam and in shlokas. Pushpe yung anayat. Pushpe yung anayat. The pushpe. This is the Dvivachana form, but this is a Purva Rupa Sandhi. Pushpe plus anayat. Pushpe nayat. In the absence of Prakriti Bhava Sandhi, what happens is the Purva Rupa Sandhi takes charge. So Pushp A plus A. A plus A. That's it. Because Pushpe and Anayat are two pada. The two padas which have definite meaning attached to them, and they are padas in the sense that they are neither dhatus nor pratyayas, and they belong to one of the three categories of Subanta, Tiganta or Avyayas only. So Pushpe belongs to a Namapada, Anayat belongs to the Pushpe belongs to the Subanta, Anayat belongs to the Tiganta. So they are padas, they have definite meaning attached to them, and so Purva Rupa Sandhi is possible as an exception to the Yantavanta Desha Sandhi. Yantavanta Desha Sandhi operates at all levels. It can operate regardless of what the pada is. If it can be a dhatu, it can be a pratyaya, etc. It does not bother with its meaning. However, Purva Rupa Sandhi demands that the two combining words are Subantas or Tigantas specifically. So it becomes Pushpe Nayat. Now this Avagraha Chihnam is just dummy. It just says that the Akara has disappeared and that the previous Swara, some people say, needs to be elongated a little. So it becomes Pushpe Nayat, but I don't agree with that. It just becomes Pushpe Nayat, that's it. The A remains as it is, the A has elided. Then Mokshase Ashubhat. Mokshase Ashubhat. Now you have to note here that the Para Akshara is the Hraswa Akara. The Hraswa Akara. Okay. Mokshase Yung Ashubhat. Again, Ekara, Purvakshare Ekaraha, Parakshare Hraswa Akaraha. Ubhaucha, Ubhecha, Padestaha. These two are the Samskrita defined padas. So Mokshase Ashubhat. The elides, it disappears, it vanishes. In place, we just denote the Avagraha Chihnam. A Mokshyas A Shubhat. Mokshyase Shubhat. Third example. He Guru Avagamayatu. He Guru Avagamayatu. Guru O Avagamayatu. Now this Guru is in Dirgha form. It is not a Pluta. If it was a Pluta, and you remember the Prakriti Bhava Sandhi, The second case was that when a pluta is present, do not operate any sandhi. But here there is no pluta akshara, so we can freely apply the purva rupa sandhi. He guru, guru, o, purva akshara o. The table, just ignore this. This is o. When the purva is o and the para is hrasva akara, then they combine to form o. So it becomes the gurova gamayatu, gurova gamayatu, gurova gamayatu, he gurova gamayatu. Next, balako api dadhati, balako api dadhati. O, purvaksharam o, paraksharam a. यदा ह्रस्व अकारः अस्ति उभयोरपि पदयोः अर्थः अस्ति बालकः अपि दधाति. Both are the Samskrita padas, and here Samskrita pada does not mean that it is a pada which belongs to the Samskrita language. It is a pada as is defined by the Samskrita language. So the Samskrita definition of a pada is very rigorous. It will exclude all the dhatu, pratipadika, pratyayas, etc. So this is the definition of a pada, which is a subanta or a tiganta. It should either end with a supratyaya, which it is. Here balako is the supratyaya. It ends with that. And api dadhati is a ting pratyaya. It is the tiganta because it ends with a lakara like the api dadhati, ti taha anti. Ti is the ting pratyaya. So both of them are the Samskrita defined padas. Therefore, in place of yanta vanta desha sandhi, which should have happened here, because o and a should have become ava. If you remember the vanta desha sandhi, o should have turned to av. And then it should have become balakavapi dadhati. But since they are padas, purva rupa sandhi kicks in and it deletes the akara, which is denoted by the avagraha, and the purva remains intact. Balakopi dadhati, balakopi dadhati. I hope I was clear with this purva rupa sandhi. In the next class, we shall look at the last sandhi, which is the pararupa sandhi, which is quite simple, but also very rare. The purva rupa sandhi needs to be analyzed and understood perfectly because it is the most common of all the sandhis. Dhanyavadaha.